Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We're actually talking Chicago Bulls because there's actually something to talk about. That is hilarious. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got Jordan JC in the building and the super producer Joel Holt doing the suit with the fitted hat. We can let that go, bro. I'm not gonna stunt with you.
I just walked in the door.
Just let the head free. Let the head free, bro. We know you talking sports here.
Just let your soul.
Yeah, just let your soul grow. We don't need the fitted hat, bro. Yeah, just let the head go. There you go.
The Bulls.
There you go. I mean, I hear you, but you look like you listen to Jay-Z music that was unreleased. You know what I mean? Like no,
I think it works.
Okay, whatever you're into, man. He's trying to pull off that Pudge Rodriguez. Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on today's show.
All right, I'm not sure.
Got to talk about do the Chicago Bulls actually have a cornerstone piece with Coby White? I mean, played pretty well last night. Got a lot of interesting games from him this year that make you feel like he's a piece, but is he a cornerstone piece? Want to get into that. Also, got to preview this Bulls versus Heat game and then ask a question, man. Are we just giving these guys excuses? Are we just giving Acme excuses heading into next season? Because that's how it feels to me as a Bulls fan. All that more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, what's going on, man? Jay Grizz said Joel is in his jagged edge bag today.
I'm going to be the one you need.
Oh, Lord.
What's happening,
good,
boys?
Man.
How y'all
good,
feeling,
man?
man?
Feeling good, man. My voice is back. I don't have laryngitis anymore. Jesus.
Yeah, we were nervous about you. Ringo got real scared.
Ringo was like this. Ringo was like this.
The slow roll away was hilarious. I'm not gonna stunt with you, man. That was one of the funniest things that we could have seen on that. Hey, man, let's jump straight into this, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Should the Bulls be trying to build a winning organization around Coby White? Is the question. And the reason that I phrased it this way in the title, a winning organization, is because, listen, it's one thing to build around a dude because he's getting the talents and building things up and you're starting to see more from him. But we're trying to get to the point that is not where we're at here. And no matter what we say, Coby White has been very, for the most part, pretty healthy this season. He's dealt with a couple of things throughout the year that is sidelined him and maybe had to play through some things at the end of the year. But realistically speaking, you've still got the same Chicago Bulls team. Now, I know people are going to sit here and say, well, Zach LaVine wasn't healthy. Well, Patrick Williams wasn't healthy. That makes a big difference. No, it doesn't. Your team has been within 2 points offensively and defensively for 4 seasons now, even when Lonzo was out there. Your offensive and defensive ratings have been the same. And I don't want you to do what it seems like the Miami Heat have done, where they have this big investment in Tyler Hero. So you're trying to get more out of a guy than what he is. And everybody had these expectations on Hero last night. When Jimmy Butler goes down, now it's time for you to step up. You got to go out there and make the play, blah, blah, blah. He's not that guy. I don't want us to over-evaluate what Coby White can be. Can Coby White be the guy that is an elite scorer, can be a leader on your team? I do believe that. I think that he can be somebody who is a vocal leader, can go out there and score the basketball really well. But it's a long jump to me when I hear people talking about, we've got our guy of the future here. He's a guy that will be here in the future. I don't believe that he's the guy of the future as of yet.
I'm with you. Here's the thing, because I'm looking over the numbers for this past season, and I mean, very good numbers. You're talking about personal, statistics, him getting better, being up for that MIP award, 19.1 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 45 almost from the field, very good 3-point shooter. Coby White has made himself a very good player, but in the big picture, to me, Coby White is just going to be another version of Zach LaVine, like somebody who is honestly on a championship team has to be your second best player. To me, that is what I see as far as his peak. Even if we give the keys to him, It doesn't seem like Coby White is going to be that guy that's going to take you to the title. There needs to be some other person that we bring in either through the draft or through free agency that is that guy.
Well, I would say he's part of the rebuild. I'll rebuild the team that he's a factor of. I'm ready to move on from everybody else. I mean, finally, that's what you want out of your top. What was he a top 7 pick? What was the 7 pick?
Yeah, he's 7 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Took him a few years to, kind of put it together, but what, 5 years? So yeah, it's time to. I'm ready to move on. That's why I haven't been that excited about this team. This is the only bright spot about this team this year is that Coby White finally came and delivered. To be somebody that we could count on and use. Because everybody else is. I mean, who else would you want to keep on this team?
I mean, I think there's pieces that I want to keep. There's pieces that I want to keep, but it's I'm not sitting here I think here's the thing. You've got your pieces that you want to have on a team. Your Kirk Heinrichs, your Luol Dangs, your Ben Gordons for when I get Derrick Rose. What the Bulls don't have right now is Derrick Rose. Yeah. And I think that's the part where maybe Coby can become that. Maybe he can turn into a player that is more than what we think we are seeing right now. Maybe he can have that Jimmy Butler ascension, right? Where he was a guy who many people believed he'll never be more than this. But I think the one thing that I guess I'll give Coby credit for this, why I do see more than just a Zach LaVine role for him. Zach LaVine can score, is one of the best scorers in the NBA. He is. He can score the basketball with the best of them when he's on the floor. There's no question about that. But Zach LaVine is not a number one leader of a team. Zach LaVine is not the number one guy that's going to make everybody else around him fall into line. Why do we know that? Because we've seen multiple guys come in and get this team into line.
He took a back seat once DeMar came.
DeMar came in. And I think, here's the thing. I don't think DeMar's a vocal leader. DeMar is a leader by action.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? He's a guy that's going to go out there and say, give me the ball. Y'all follow what I do and we'll all be good. Last night, I saw Coby White leading his team, not only just on the scoreboard, but also making sure that everybody's in the right spot, putting them in positions to be successful, putting them in positions where, hey, listen, you can go get 20, you can go get 20, you can go get 20, and we can all eat together. That's something. Now, it was versus Atlanta. Atlanta's got one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life. Sweet Jesus.
Atrocious.
Oh, my God. They should be. Sidebar. American teams need relegation. American sports need relegation. We need to get rid of somebody. And listen, that includes the Chicago Bulls. We need to get rid of some of these teams. They need to fall into a lower league that you better work your way back up. They fall into the G League.
I've been saying that for years. I get rid of at least 2 to 4 teams.
Wait, so they got to play in to get back into the league?
Yeah. American sports needs relegation, bro. You want to kill tanking? Hey, if you lose this game, your TV contracts are gone because you're going to be playing the Windy City Bulls.
It's going to be called the Gideon tournament, not the play.
Yeah, I mean, American sports needs relegation. I fully believe that. But no, I think that when you have somebody like a Coby White, and why I see more than just Zach LaVine in Coby White's future is because Coby's willing to speak up. Coby's willing to piss people off. Coby's willing to say, hey, listen, we got to play this way. This is our standard. And he's willing to hold his team to that standard. And we've seen that at multiple points in this season. And I think we saw a ton of that last night in that game.
I'm with you on that one because I think, yes, he has taken an ascension vocally. I've talked about this where when we finally got somebody who was willing to do that and mentor these young guys in DeMar, and even more specifically when Pat Bev was on the team for that small stint, he really kind of took them under his wings and was like, hey, this is how you got to kind of bring it. You got to bring that fire. You got to bring that vocal leadership as well. Not just, go out there and put up points, but also know how to put your players in positions to win, speak up when you need to speak up. Yeah, Coby has taken in a sense with that. I do agree with that. That's something that is different from Zach. My only thing is I still question whether or not that's still going to take him into a tier where even if everybody follows him and he's clearly the number one guy going forward next year and we get rid of Zach or Zach follows suit or falls back or whatever, I don't see us still building a championship team around him. To me, it's almost like a mirror image of Atlanta. You building around Trae Young. Trae Young clearly is talented. He's vocal. But I mean, look at where Atlanta is. They're always in and out of the playoffs, in and out. You know, they're not going nowhere.
2 years ago they had an ECF though.
Yeah. I'll
That
say
was-
this.
I mean, like
right.
they've been places. Atlanta shot themselves in the foot when they had a DeJounte Murray. You must just
I agree
believe
with that.
if
Yeah.
I put this name on the team with this name, it's gonna work. No, they both on-ball players.
And
not
then
how
they traded John Collins away. They traded some of their young talent.
Well,
away,
that's
too.
okay. John Collins.
Well, yeah.
Just
John
saying,
Collins.
they were clicking
John
to a point.
Collins is-
Hey,
yeah.
but you know what? I'll say this though. I do think that you can't necessarily build a championship team around
hot.
Kobe.
I told
But-
you to take the hat off.
I'll be right back. I'm getting hot.
Man got
That's
tired
right.
already.
That's right. Yeah, the
Kobe's
goal.
gone now.
Oh snap!
Oh snap!
But
Anyway, go ahead.
I'll say this. I do think that look at Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
No one really seen this Jalen Brunson coming. I didn't. When he was with Dallas, I thought he was pretty good. Good complimentary piece of Luka. You know, they didn't take him seriously and they didn't appreciate him for what he was. And New York saw something, they grabbed him. Good move for them because they grabbed him for a decent contract. And now this dude is in the MVP conversation as a top 5 player in the league, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of liken Kobe's game, not as similar to Jalen Brunson, but more so the rise of Kobe because his handle is tighter. The way he splits the defenders, how he did that spin move in the middle of the lane.
That was nasty, yeah.
I think the broadcaster says like Tony Parker. I was like, man, that's like Derrick Rose. Like that reminded me of a move Derrick Rose did off the break. And so like, and then what I love is, hey, he changed completely. That was quick. He got in the phone booth.
I'm in my.
Do you still got breakaway? Do you got breakaway suit pants on, bro? What just happened, bro?
I got the tearaway suits from Husbands of Housewives. The Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Tearaway suit.
Hey, but I honestly, I was thinking
5,
though,
6.
what Kobe could be, he could be a player that's taken seriously as a potential top 15 type of player if he goes the Jalen Brunson route. And I mean, honestly, going that Jalen Brunson route isn't a bad comp for Kobe as far as going forward. And you look at the fact that what he does is galvanize the troops. You know, he's talking to them during the game. He's telling them, hey, listen, we need to be here. You need to be there. We got to be doing our assignments. Let's not miss here. And so you see what Kobe is doing. And even DeMar is following his lead. So I think there's a possibility. I think there's a possibility that that he could be a high level player.
Yeah. No, I think that's all on the table. And I think here's the thing. I'm not sitting here saying that we should limit Kobe or limit what our expectations on Kobe are. Right now, you got Coby White on a steal of a deal. Get the most that you can. See if he is that level of player. Are you sitting here, right? If you're building around Kobe, does that mean Zach LaVine's gone? Because you got 2 guards right now that are out of your lineup, Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine, that they've been with Coby White and Ayo Dosunmu for 3 years now, and both of their development has stagnated. But the second that they're out of the lineup, all of a sudden Coby White's that guy. All of a sudden Coby White can play. All of a sudden he's figuring his game out. All of a sudden, right? And the one thing I want to see in that game last night, okay, what happens when the pressure's on you? Because that's what we didn't see from a lot of these guys. That's what we don't see from a lot of these guys. When the playoff starts, I still haven't seen this from Julius Randle, right? When the playoff starts, Julius Randle doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, and there is a different level of pressure when you are a playoff team, when you are a play-in team in a playoff environment, and that pressure's on you, and you have to be the reason that your team succeeds. Julius Randle's a player that's failed in that. We've seen multiple players fail in those situations. I think you can look at the Hawks last night and say that they've at times failed in those situations. But seeing Coby White really in one of his first moments where it's like, if you don't play, we lose this game. Step up the way he did and go out there and say, I'm the best player on this floor right now, and I know it, and y'all gonna know it by the end of this night. That does lead me to believe that there's something there that you can build with, but don't confuse build with build around. I think that's my thing. You still have to find that piece to me right now that you can build around.
Fellas, we should be celebrating. We have a draft pick
Why?
that's actually scoring and actually doing something.
Yeah.
We should be like, congratulations. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can use this player.
But
I mean,
but
when you
is
look
that
at that,
still kind of coming up short of what we want though? Because I feel like that's just accepting
Jordan,
mediocrity.
Jordan, we're so far away from getting. What do you think?
But
What do you think
that's
this
my
team's going to
point.
win something?
That's my point.
I'm
Is that
just, I'm just
mentality
happy.
every year?
No, but the whole point is when you draft somebody, and we could keep a player, and it actually develops.
Yeah.
Thank you. This season was no one ever was expecting Chicago to compete. Is that correct? I would never expect
Yeah,
them to compete.
I did kind of
I
expect
thought
them
like
to be in the
6
playoffs.
seed. I was
Eastern
thinking 6 seed.
Conference.
I thought
Six seed.
they'd be in the playoffs.
My expectation, I will say this season, I kind of expected them to be similar to what they were last season, but my expectation was that you would be a playoff team because of what the Eastern Conference is. I mean, your playoff teams have what, 3 more wins than you, at least, right? Like not a ninth seed. I guess I should change that. Maybe not a playoff team, maybe still a play-in team, but not the 9th seed.
6.
So I guess the question
7.
is, so look, we have Zach for 2 years. We have this team is still locked in pretty much for another couple of years with Vooch. So I guess the
Zach
question
needs
is,
to go.
I
Zach
know he
needs to go.
in the sense he needs to go, but what is it that? How do we make this team better? Coby White's not going anywhere, and you got a great deal with him.
Io's not going nowhere.
Yeah. So what do we have
Marr
to do?
might not even go anywhere actually.
You got to find some money for him.
Yeah.
But I think here's the thing with Zach LaVine and well, with this team moving forward, right? Like you've got, do you want to put guys back in positions that you know hinders your guys? I'll say even this season, the Bulls finish out the season, 6 games above 500 without Zach LaVine? With Zach LaVine on the floor from the time that he requested his trade, Bulls go 4-15.
But what's the issue with Zach is that he makes poor IQ, like low IQ decisions. He kind of shoots the team in the foot. Does, in your mind, Coby White, because basically you could replace Coby White with Zach, which is kind of a good thing. If Lonzo's actually coming back because he's still on the contract, they're talking about I'm just saying.
I would
But
put
if you
him in
got to
the
make a
starting lineup
move
now over Ayo.
But I'm saying that the idea is that means if Coby White has elevated to a point, now you can move Zach, and now you have you still got a shooting guard. They haven't listed as a point guard.
Yeah,
but he's 6'5". He could be 20 and 5 assists. That's a shooting guard. That's not a point guard.
I'm moving Zach, and this is going back to Pat's point about the pecking order now. Like we should have already known that from this past start of the season. Zach is pretty much not that guy anymore. I don't want any confusion. I don't want any, if Zach's still here, then clearly he needs his touches. He needs to be the guy because he's just too good. He's too athletic. He's too much of a good 3-level scorer. I don't want any confusion with that anymore. Coby clearly has taken that step forward, and you don't want to stunt his growth or his confidence in thinking that, now I need to play second fiddle because I still got these guys here that I was already behind when they were the people, and DeMar may still be here. So you don't want Coby taking a step back in his progression, because I think the only thing that was bad about this year for Coby was he kind of hit that ball a little bit like in the latter part of the season where, we were thinking about maybe he won't win MIP, but now he's kind of come back to it. And so next year you hopefully see that he's consistent in what he showed us last night.
Yeah, and I think that's why this Miami game to me means more. And I want to preview that game as well. We got 74 up in here, 17 likes on the video, bro. Hit that like button on the video so that we can get this mug cracking off. Hit that like button. Let's get them. Yeah, I mean, we get to these wide gaps, bro. It'd be like 900 people in here, like 14 likes. It'd be like, it's right there. Just pushed it. Hold on. You know what? I need.
It's easy.
Where's Sue Young at? I need Sue Young. Sue Young will tell y'all what to do.
Yes,
it's
please.
easy. Just push the button.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
I had to cut out that one part. I had to cut out the one part. She's Sue Young was snapping on the button. Push the button. Whoa.
Hey, Pat. Whoa. And you know how much it costs to push the button?
$3.99.
Absolutely nothing.
Free 99, my boy. Yeah, big free.
Nothing.
We gonna keep this thing moving along, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, showing love. Like I said, we do want to preview this Bulls versus Hawks game. I know it's hilarious that we're talking this much Bulls on this show, but I can't do it no more, bro. I'm mock draft out. I've had too many mocks.
We need to do another one. We need to do our 2.0. We need to do a 2.0.
No, we ain't running past that. We not skating past. Don't here.
Another
That
mock
really has
draft?
one too many mocks.
I'm mocked out.
We need to do another one.
Too many mocks.
Hey, no. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I don't know why mock feels so wrong. I have no idea.
You guys are immature.
Yes,
we're all kids.
Hey, Joe, but I'll tell you what. And when we all did our individual mock draft, I had the biggest mock. We're going to listen to a sponsor. Hold on. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, listen to our sponsors over at Aura. We'll be right back to preview the Chicago Bulls game versus Miami. And then we have to have the tough conversation, which I think is the real conversation. Are we just giving AK more excuses to bring to us at the end of the year in a very depressing tone? We'll be right back right after this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https://aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Windy City Breeze. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. A lot to still get into on today's episode, man. Got to sit here and break down this Miami game, which gets a lot more interesting because we got some names on the Miami side that are out that the Bulls, it should make things a little bit more easy for the Bulls. Also, got to tell you guys about the 30,000 sub party. You guys have supported the channel. Tune in with us on May 11th, the 24th, from 8 p.m. until they tell us to go home. We will be at Logan 11, 2230 North California Ave in Chicago, Illinois. Link in the description below for the event. So tune in with us over there. Get signed up today for the 30K party. We hope to see you guys out there and showing love. What are we wearing to the party, boys? Joe wearing are you wearing a fitted hat with a suit? Are you doing suit and fitted hat? Is that your go-to on that?
I could do the NBA draft look. I could go there, man.
Hey,
maybe
man.
A little, like a big, like LeBron.
That's what we should do. Loose suits. 30K. We should do the old Steve Harvey loose suits.
Yeah, like a
just
big,
be in that mug
really?
like we waiting for trial.
The KNG.
No, like a 4-button. I still got a 4-button suit somewhere.
No. We gotta do the 4. If we gonna do it, we go all the way back, right? We do the joints that came down to like your ankle. Remember them suit jackets back in the day? It was like right above the ankle. Yeah, I mean that was a full body jacket. It was like, whoa, I'm sorry, are Are you about to go to church or are you about to go hunt vampires, brother? What's under that jacket, man? What's happening under that jacket? With pinstripes, bro. And it was pink.
Pinstripes.
It was pink pinstripes, bro. Come on now. Hey, man.
Thanks, Jay Grizz.
Right. Hey, yeah, so okay.
I should invite Bayou Barbie and Cordoza to the board. Hey, listen.
I would love that.
I can invite them. I can invite them, but then I can't invite my wife.
Hey.
Hey-oh. Oh, snap. All right, man, let's get back into this sports talk content before I get myself in trouble. We talked about can you build around Coby White. Now we got to now I want to have the conversation on this upcoming game, right? I think that this Miami game gets a lot more interesting after we hear the breaking news that Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier are both already ruled out for this game. They're dealing with some injury. Where's your comfort level right now, boys? Do you feel like it's a shoo-in that the Bulls are going to the playoffs, or are you as nervous as I am because we got Billy Donovan going up against Eric Spoelstra?
Here's the thing. Every time a team always has their stars out, for whatever reason, the Bulls play down to the
play down.
So I guarantee you Tyler Herro's going to have like a 50-point game and we're going to lose by like 5 just because we thought it was going to be a walk. Like, no, I have no confidence that the Bulls are going to blow this team out.
I almost wish that they were playing. I almost wish that Jimmy was playing because we really get up for those type of games. But, yeah, man, I agree with Jordan. I'm really not confident now because Tyler's got the ball in his hand. He's going to go crazy. Nobody's going to stop Bam. And for some reason, there's going to be a random guy that's going to step up and become the reincarnation of what's his name that torched us last year?
White boy from
Max Strus?
From
Max
Duke.
Strus.
Oh, Max Strus.
The reincarnation of Strus. And so Strus Jr. is going to kill us. And who knows who that is? And that's what's going to happen, man. But we'll see. I don't know, man.
I concur.
You go, really?
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. No, I think,
hey, Joe, that was a depth.
Yeah. Joe with that in-depth analysis.
But you know
I'm doing my Leonardo DiCaprio, like, I concur.
Oh, yeah,
I concur. Yes, I concur. I'll say this. I'll tell you exactly why I'm nervous about this, right? Because there's a guy on this team who the Chicago Bulls have had trouble guarding the entire season. And it's his first year in the NBA, and that is Jaime Jaquez Jr.
I forgot about him.
He's absolutely torched the Bulls just about every game that he's played them this season, except for his first game. His first game, 26 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Now, he did shoot at 50% from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, but you know what I mean? If you keep him there, maybe you feel good about it. Nope, 19, 3, and 4 with 2 steals. Ended up going 8 for 13, shot 61% from the field. Then he goes 22, 4, and 4 on 42% shooting and 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. Oh, by the way, that first game, 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. And then 18, 5, and 4. And that is, here's my thing. I don't think Miami has enough for one player to kill you. But I do think that they have enough for multiple players to go out there and dominate you. And I think that's the part that makes this so difficult with having confidence in this game. If the Bulls take the Miami Heat lightly, we're going to lose. Mm-hmm. If the Bulls take because they are a team, and I get it. Jimmy Butler did a lot of the dirty work last season. He did a lot of the dragging of the team to the next level. You know what I mean? They get to a finals. But most of these guys there now have been to a finals. Most of these guys there now understand, okay, this is the level of play that we need to be at to go out here and win when our back's against the wall. Most of these guys there have been a part of a Game 7 situation where if you lose out on going to the NBA Finals. Do not sleep on this. You pair that up with the fact that you got Spo on the other side. Just like, I mean, listen, at this point, greatest coach in the NBA right now? I'd say so.
I'm with you.
Even with the struggling season, I'd say so. So
because of what he does with the talent that he has. I mean,
yeah, and it absolutely would not surprise me if the Bulls struggled in this game. And so I think that there's a lot that you still have to that you still have to work through. And listen, it's tough for me because you're competing for the battle to be the sacrificial lamb, right? That's how it feels to me, right? Like what is winning get you? Boston. Oh, how have we matched up against Boston? They've clapped us every time we've gone up against them. It hasn't even been close. And so you're competing to go out there and be the sacrificial lamb. But if it is more of a Coby White led show, I can see why you would want to get him some playoff experience, why you would want Coby to go out there. Coby gets to go up against Drew Holiday. You know, maybe he's able to go out there and hoop. But I think that it's, if you're sitting there worried about how the Bulls match up against Boston now, don't be so sure when you look at this Miami team that they're just going to lie down and die. I would almost guarantee you it's going to be a 2-point game.
It's going to be a
Lord have mercy.
I
It
think
might
it's
come
good.
down to the end of the game. Go ahead, Joe.
I think it's good. I think it's good in just general. Like, what do you have to lose? I mean,
Yeah.
you're not expected to go anywhere. Let the young guys get as much time or playoff experience as possible. This is great for Coby. Like, this year is more about his development. This is him improving as a player. So this is getting ready for next year. So
this is better for Coby. I do agree with that. But that's what I mean. If Kobe's the reason you beat Miami, if Kobe's the reason you're competing, hopefully competing with Boston, that's different than what I kind of expect to happen here, where it's DeMar DeRozan looking to get revenge and the Bulls get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, and you said it right, I think, Joel, the confidence is everything, man. Honestly, I think it is important for us to win this game tomorrow, get into the playoffs, and even if we get gentleman's sweep, that confidence of leading this team. Because I'm going to tell you something, I do think there's a possibility that last year, Zach LaVine had a strong game against Toronto to eliminate Toronto, a really good game. And then he wet the bed against Miami and we got eliminated. And that might have killed his confidence because that was his time to take over. That was his time to take the baton from DeMar to show this is my team. And he didn't do that. If Coby can show this is my team, he takes us into the playoffs. And even if we win 2 games, because we're not winning this series unless something happens, because no one saw Miami win and going to the finals last year. Nobody saw Giannis Antetokounmpo getting hurt in the first game of that playoff series, which changed the whole trajectory of the playoffs. So all it takes is for something drastic to happen. But then again, we don't have Caruso, so I don't know. We'll see.
And that's the thing. Those guys are doubtful. We'll see right now. But here's what I'll say. Alex Caruso's been doubtful all season.
Yeah.
He's played 65 plus games.
He plays through injury.
He's been doubtful all season. If it's not like, hey, AC, we might have to take the foot, I would assume AC's probably going to be on the floor. Ayo Dosunmu questionable. Andre Drummond both questionable right now. So the Bulls are missing some pieces as well that could be very important to that. But I think, and this is kind of what I said yesterday on Locked On NBA and on Locked On Bulls, right? If you can get Ayo on the floor and probably right. I think Drum is just kind of questionable due to soreness and stuff like that after playing in the game. But if you can get those two on the floor, them losing Jimmy Butler versus you losing or Alex Caruso, you kind of win in that situation, right? It's like back in the 90s where they would have the bench dude go out there and punch somebody upside their head to be like, get Hakeem Olajuwon about this game, man. We need some ejections. It's the only way we're gonna win this thing, right? Like if you get if you look at the matchup, it feels like the Bulls, at least on paper, now paper don't mean a hill of beans to the Bulls, should be able to go out there and get this one done. But the competitive aspect of it, right? And you talking about going further in the playoffs. You're talking about going, right? They find a way to get through Boston. And now things have to fall perfectly. Like, yes, that can happen in the playoffs, but you also have to have a Jimmy Butler to take advantage of that. And I don't think we have a Jimmy Butler.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I'm looking at some of the stats with Jimmy Butler on and off the court this season, which kind of gives me a little hope. I mean, if you just look at the numbers on the court, Butler with the team has a 117.7 offensive rating. With him off the court, that drops down like 7 points. And so on the offensive side, obviously, there's going to be an issue, including Rozier, who's like their microwave scorer. That's where I see us taking advantage of Miami. If we can get out the gate like we did with Atlanta, where we scored 42 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like if we can do that, I feel more confident. But if we get out of the gate and we're struggling with putting up points, we're not hitting our shots. Kobe's not doing his thing. He's taking a
Get
step
along
back,
right.
maybe. And DeRozan is maybe having to be that lead guy. Then I'm right with you about us being in a dogfight until the end.
Yeah,
I
we
think
cannot
too.
have DeRozan being a league guy. We just can't. I mean, as reliable as he is,
You can. In a game like this, you can.
well, because of who's missing. But
Right.
we also are missing our best defensive player, and who's somebody that's probably our second most valuable player on the team. So I don't know. I want to see Kobe take that next step, bro. Like he has to lead like he did yesterday. And if he does lead like yesterday, I think we got a really good shot.
I think you're looking for, and listen, I don't need I think that's the other thing too. I never need my leader to be my best player. I think that because of Jordan, we think that so often. But the vocal leader. I don't need my vocal leader to be my best player. Draymond Green is the vocal leader, or was the vocal leader. I don't know. He might be the hands leader now, but he was the vocal leader for the Golden State Warriors. He was nowhere near the best player. Nobody would even confuse that. Nobody would even ask that. Joakim Noah was the vocal leader for those Derrick Rose Bulls. Yeah. Nobody ever questioned who the vocal leader on that team was, and nobody ever questioned who the best player on that team was. So I don't think that you always need that. It's nice if you have both. So I think, I say all that to say, like, if you went into this game tomorrow and Kobe is still giving you the leadership, I love the points, I love the defense, I love all that. I tweeted this out. The leadership is worth so much more to me, though, because it's somebody constantly saying it. DeMar can put up 50. Easy. And Kobe can be your leader.
Yeah.
I would just say that, if anything, this is about growing with experience. So as long as Kobe, I would say that this could be one of those situations where he becomes a star because he keeps ascending.
Yeah.
This could be a pivotal moment for him in his young career. So I would say hopefully seeing the Bulls line up against the Celtics makes me think about how Jordan came against the Celtics, and it was like, all the shackles were off, all the restrictions were off. He was like, I was like a wild dog. That would be something to see. That's what he said, like a wild dog.
Hey, that would be great when they were just like, hey, so we're gonna lose this. Just like
go
try
crazy.
And put up 50 a night.
Go crazy. Just go put the team on your back and go crazy. Like, it would be good to see that, just because we need this. We've been in a lull for a long time now, a few years. And, it's time to see something, with Chicago, like with the Bulls. Like, I want to see that the arrow start to pointing up instead of just kind of stagnant, if not going down.
Yeah.
You know what? To that point, I will say this, though, because even outside of Kobe, when you're talking about development, what I did like when I saw from the game last night was Dalen Terry being put in critical moments of the game, when they needed some defensive stop or defensive presence or some energy, some, on the break, energy. That was pivotal. I think that is another part that's kind of been underrated, is Dalen Terry kind of coming along a little bit more than I thought he would. I thought he was a lost cause in the beginning of the year. I thought, he'd be off the team by now, honestly. So he's taking some strides. So that's another point that you see too.
I thought he'd be fired by now. I'm surprised.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Dalen would be off the team.
I thought he'd be
when
in
we got
the
Julian
league.
Phillips, I was like, okay, he's gone.
Yeah. Now, Dalen showed me something yesterday, and V-Dog is right about Javonte. That was a clutch pickup. Yeah. He makes a major difference on that defensive end, and even hitting open shots, which is crazy to think, because a couple of years ago, he was like hesitant to shoot those wide open 3-point shots. But yeah, you throw that in there. You got Javonte Green and Caruso's healthy, and then you got Ayo coming in. You got these guys that are defensive guards that can play 1 through 3. It creates a lot of havoc and confusion for the offense, and that's what gives the Bulls a lot of chances, honestly.
Now, I do want to have this conversation as well as we keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Stop playing with us, man. Does it mean anything realistically, though? Does it mean anything, or are we just giving AK more ammunition? Does any of the right? And I get the playoff experience argument, But there's a lot of guys that have first round playoff experience that didn't turn into stars. There's a lot of guys that have first round playoff experience and you just got ran through and it never amounted to a hill of beans, right? Bradley Beal's got first round playoff experience. It didn't change how far he got in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I feel like all this is doing is giving AK more excuses, and anything short of winning this series means nothing to me. I guess maybe if like Coby, to Joel's point, if Coby White has a big difference there, Joe, when in 1986 your second best player was Orlando Woodridge. That's a little bit of a drop off there. But Jordan Woodridge,
apples to apples, bro.
Yeah, no, it's crazy out here. But to your point though, if Coby White goes absolutely ballistic and has that Derrick Rose playoff series versus the Celtics as well, where he loses, but he takes him to 7. Maybe that means something. Maybe that means you found something. Maybe now all of a sudden you're like, we actually can build around this guy.
Well, it's a
but anything short of that, you got to the first round and lost. You did that versus Miami 2 years ago.
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, versus Milwaukee 2 years ago.
Well, to be fair, right?
We're talking Bulls. Over 100 in the chat. We made it. We finally made it. We finally made it. 100 in the chat talking Bulls.
Over the Bulls. That's crazy.
I'm impressed.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And they're gone.
To be fair to AK, they had a plan, and their plan is derailed. Like it derailed big time, right? They didn't expect. I'm sure they did not. None of us expected this team to be in the position that they're in right now. The silver lining is that, you need some of these picks to hit. So for Coby to be able to do that, and now you can pivot, or at least, how do you now move forward with this team, right? Why not have at least a silver lining that I can have a new building block? Because I don't think anyone, if you would have said Zach LaVine is tuned out and he's injured and all that stuff, Lonzo Ball's knee shot, like no one expected this type of this outcome for this team. So there's all these deficiencies.
I have a tough time with that, right? Because the healthiest we'd ever seen Lonzo was the play-in season. So his whole career was injuries, and you were like, that don't matter. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't in on the signing. I thought it was a good signing. Yeah. I liked it. I thought that Lonzo Ball helped the Bulls. Of course, their win record said that it did, but I would argue with you that the offensive rating and the actual numbers would say that it didn't. But I think that you paid money to a guy that had injury history.
Well, that's one of those things.
Popped back up.
Well, that's one of those things. But my point, even like AJ Meyer, shout out to AJ P. Will, like this is a number 4 pick in the draft. Like he is not a contributor to this team that you're supposed to be building on. And it's just disappointing where it's like, at least one, like, do they get another shot to rebuild this team? Or is it now we have a new cornerstone that someone else wants to build a team around? But then again, that doesn't always work, because a lot of times, let's just say they're gone, which is not going to happen. But a new GM will come in and want to redo. They're going to not. That's not their pick. That's not their guy.
Yeah.
So does he have to go ahead?
It's not going to happen.
This is the reason why I'm looking past AK as the issue. And you've heard me say this before when we've had this conversation off air. Is I think it's all related to Jerry Reinsdorf. Honestly, man, the man. Look at how ruckus the crowd was the other day.
Let's tread lightly on the Jerry conversation, boys. Jesus Christ.
Easy. Let's just
take it easy.
Yeah, easy.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Go ahead. I'm going. He foul right over Jordan's head. He forgot about it.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot. Okay. All right. Okay. I was like, what did I just say?
It was me, Austin.
No. But, anyway,
you son of a. Sorry.
It was me all alone.
So I think that with him, I think he's okay with mediocrity, because obviously you got people that's coming to see the game. You got people that's coming to see the product that's already been put on the floor. So there doesn't necessarily need to be any improvement. Of course, Jerry could be pulling certain strings, and AK maybe, in my opinion, doesn't have full reign. I've always thought that. I know we've had that argument back and forth. And so, do we see an improvement for next year? Do we think that they'll run it back? Absolutely. I think they will run it back. They're strapped for cash. I don't see them getting any better, because in the draft, we're realistically going to be maybe 8 to 15 in picking in the draft. Hopefully, if we get a little fortunate, we get a top.
if we don't win, we'll be in the lottery.
Yeah, we don't win.
If we
You
win,
want the lottery.
well, then you want them to lose versus Miami. Because if we win,
I
you
know,
are now a playoff team.
It doesn't matter. We're going to lose in the first round, but I'd like to see Coby White go for 60, and then we lose, and he's got confidence. And we're
So
ready
you
for
want the
next
best
year.
of both worlds.
Yes, the best of both worlds. Oh, yes.
All right, Kels.
Good job, Joe.
I thought the
No,
Jerry
man,
Reinsdorf
we ain't
thing.
going nowhere,
Now
bro.
we got to watch this guy here. Yeah. Got to keep an eye on him.
Hey, it's over with, man. Like I
talking
said,
about Juju Watkins a little too much too.
What?
oh,
Did you say Juju? Juju?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You got to watch this guy.
Juju.
Catfish, you want to tour my closet?
And his closet is the size of a bedroom, too. Crazy.
It is. It is a bedroom.
It is a bedroom.
It is a bedroom. He turned it into a closet.
It is converted.
Hey, Joe, we ain't going nowhere, bro. Honestly, Reinsdorf is too loyal, man. He doesn't fire anybody. It has to be a situation where there's billboards prompted up that says fire #GarPax. There has to be an NBA All-Star game that's in your city where your best player is saying this team is trash on the panel for NBA TNT. This is the only way that you get Reinsdorf to make a move, because why? He's totally fine being settled in mediocrity. As long as he sees what happens last night, he's good. If you look at last night, it did not help the cause. That stadium was packed. That stadium was packed. Everybody was on their feet. It was fever pitched. Hey, we thought we was going to the playoffs then and there. And that's the problem.
I'm not even going down that rabbit hole. I already know. My point is that they're going to basically AK and them are going to they rebuild this team. They have the time to rebuild it. Jerry Reinsdorf is a businessman. What
does rebuild mean to you, though?
Who do you trade to get this team competitive? My point is that if you have at least one homegrown talent that might work in Coby White, because you brought in Vooch. You brought in Vooch. Zach technically is a head case and whatever, so you might have a possible trading an option there.
You don't.
And he drafted P. Will is not going anywhere. He's not
exactly.
He doesn't do anything. So you have at least one. You might have an option with trading, or if you have to trade Zach because it doesn't work here for him. But they also play the same position. So
that's my thing. If you're gonna change anything, and I think I don't see a way you can't not trade Zach.
They're gonna try, but
I don't see a way that you just got to take the L. You see the effect that he brought to this team during the season. When he was on the floor, they were a worse basketball team, visibly.
Right.
Yeah.
When he was off the floor, they were a much better basketball team. And so, like, I think it's GM suicide to sit there and just hold on to a
perfect
team.
Way to explain it. Yep.
To sit there and hold on to a player that you can see visibly on the court is making your team worse. Now, I guess if Zach LaVine is okay being the 2, I would love for him to be the 2.
Don't buy into that. Because remember when he came back, he played real nice for like those first 2 or 3 games.
First 2 games.
Playing defense, he was playing off, and then he went right back to Zach. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. But
I think here's the thing. You're in a bad situation, and you have to set the standard. You have to set the precedent that, hey, Zach, you are, because I don't mind having a high paid number 2. Like mugs act like the fact that Zach LaVine is making this kind of money is insane. He's getting a max contract. Klay Thompson has a max contract, or had a max contract. He was the number 2. There's never questions about it. Right? But you have to have a belief that 1, Zach LaVine is going to be healthy, and 2, that he's going to be willing to take a back seat to Coby White. And I don't think both of those things are going to happen. So to me, you just got to take the L. Yeah, you got to trade him away. You got to take a trade kicker. You got to take a trade that is not going to benefit the team in a massive way. You got to just try and find the best case scenario pieces. I think that's where you're at with the Zach LaVine situation.
This is a come up for AK. because now that with Coby being there, that makes trading Zach doesn't hurt as much because everybody's afraid you trade Zach. Oh, he's going to go off or whatever. But I'd like us to get a better power forward, like a wing guy that's like a dominant, a wing player, because because you can keep DeMar. He can stay here until as long as he wants to stay here. You got Coby. We got Vooch for another 2-3 years.
2 years.
So we need that. And I hold on to Drummond as long as we can because I like having a rebounder. I'd rather him be starting, to be honest. But
we made out of money to hold on to Drum. But hey,
but
can we all collectively do this though? Can we stop expecting Vooch, who's a European big man, to play defense?
Right, that's why I
never
want
expected him.
I like a wing.
I never expected him.
Every game I see this. Every single game I see. Oh my God, he's terrible on the defensive end. It's like, yeah, he always been.
I just want to get some rebounds.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I will complain about him not playing defense, but I don't expect him to play defense.
Like, listen, he is first off, he's over the hill, right? He's on the other side. So he's going to that next part of the career.
Yeah. He's
still a double player. And I think personally, stop having him shoot the threes. Yeah, let's stop it. He can shoot an occasional one. Give him 3 a game.
Actually, that's my problem. Just go down there and get a couple offensive rebounds. I don't need you shooting threes when I got all these other wing players.
Yeah, but the problem is that you got too many guys. You have too many guys occupying the same space, which is another reason why I don't want to see this be another run back next year. Is why I want to see it be, we may take an L moving on from some players, but it's okay because it's going to help in the grand scheme of things. Right? Listen, the Warriors didn't want to get rid of Monte Ellis.
Man, but
the Warriors didn't want to get rid of Monte Ellis.
Yeah.
But when you walk in there and you I got these 2 dudes occupying the exact same space and they both getting in each other's way. You got to get rid of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They move on from Monte. Stephen Curry becomes a freaking superstar. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here with Coby White or with Al Dasum or any of that.
You heard it here first.
You got Zach LaVine out of the way, and all of a sudden Coby White can play basketball, boys. Coby White had to sign a $12 million contract for how he was playing, or a $12 million per year contract for how he was playing.
No, it works. Team friendly. Now you can make some moves if you need to, but this is great. This is great. Now, like I said, score 60, lose, get me in and give me Zach Edey. I want Zach Edey, and I want you to trade.
Here you go with the Zach.
And I want you to trade. And I want you to trade.
You know
Zach.
what? For your hope, I hope that he comes here and he puts up 20 and 10. And he's the new Vooch. He's the younger Vooch. You know what?
Because I don't. He's not going to try to jack threes like Vooch does all the freaking time. I'm tired of it.
But the thing, Joe, the thing you want is a center that also doesn't work in the modern NBA.
Joe wants a prehistoric big man.
Joe wanted a 2002. Elton Brand.
Judas
right now, Zdronis Ilgauskas would be right up his alley. He'd be all in on Zdronis Ilgauskas right now. He would, bro.
That's not fair, guys.
Steven Adams is available. Let me get him.
Not fair, guys. Nope. My point is that you're so worried about him on the defensive side, but if he's still an offensive presence, I mean, you could do give and go. My point is, it's just getting some talent in here, and the whole point is that, yes, I want Eddie Curry back. Yes, Jason.
Lord, no, stop.
No, the whole point is that
and have one post move he could commit memory.
Okay, but to be fair, if we go through this process, let's just say with the 18th pick again, right? Last year we took Dalen Terry. Would you rather have another Dalen Terry, or would you rather have Zach Edey that you can get? Because they claim he's going to drop all the way down.
No. You know what I would rather have? I would rather have the guy that went right after Dalen Terry. I would rather have my GM evaluate talent the right way. I would rather have him start to figure out how things work in the draft. Because you know who went right after him? Walker Kessler.
Hold on a second.
Ooh,
We need to ban Jay Grizz needs to be banned. Okay,
Tyrese Thomas. Hey, it's not even Tyrese Thomas. That's how he plays.
Part-time singer.
Oh my God, that draft! I remember that draft.
The only reason I feel okay about it is because there was no way we'd have ever gotten Derrick Rose with LaMarcus Aldridge. That's the only reason. It's the only reason I'm like, all right. But my God,
we had Aldridge, would have been too good.
Hey, that's one of the worst drafts in Chicago sports history. I'm not gonna lie though. That was god awful.
They said we need a low post scorer.
Tyrus Thomas.
We knew that.
Well, here's the thing. That's where you trust in the college tape too much. He was a low post scorer at LSU.
He was,
He was a dominant defender in that tournament. They ended up going on and winning that national championship that year. Like he was balling at LSU, but it should not have been.
No, what it
he
is
should have been a top pick.
It's what we want Coby White to do: go off in the playoffs and have false hope.
Yeah. No, I just
shut up, Brady.
What Grady say? Trade Zach LaVine to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick.
Is that the best we
Shout
go
out
get?
Grady, bro. Shout out.
AK be like, I'm gonna just let Zach go where he wants to go.
Honestly, bro, that's like that. Here's the funny part. I feel like we all thought. No, don't do right. Hey, Zach, you get what you get at this point, brother. I ain't gonna lie, that man came back. I have a problem. Well, I ain't gonna say Zach didn't do that. Zach was always professional. It's fine if you do right by Zach. He's always been professional here. I'm cool with that. Grady, Brad Miller would be nice in this. Brad Miller would be perfect in this league. Brad Miller would be perfect right now.
Why Joe always wants the kind of players that's not valued no more? He wants the running backs. He wants the.
Hey, Brad Miller would be perfect for this. Here's the funny part about this, right?
All right, owner killer.
Relax. Nah, I always think about that second Bulls team that Jerry Krause built, and I'm always like, all of those players went on to be ridiculously freaking good players. But he wanted to put his buddy in that mug. Like if he literally was like, I'm gonna get a real NBA head coach, they might have done something, dog. Like Jamal Crawford, Ron Artest, Brad Miller, Elton Brand, like all of them mugs was good above average players to great players in this league.
Jamal, all of those guys. He did scout well, but
except for Eddie. Except for Eddie. Eddie was bad.
Eddie
was bad.
Tyson was nice. Yeah.
I just think that my point is I don't know where first of all, this draft, like you said, it's like the weakest draft. They're saying this is the weakest draft.
It really is, bro.
This year. And my thing is just getting some sense of talent.
It feels like a role player draft, but I think
it is. Yeah,
we've been a part of a couple of role player drafts, and that's okay because some of these role players would be perfect right now. Again, we brought up the Dalen Terry scenario. You took Dalen Terry 18th overall for upside. Maybe he reaches it, maybe he doesn't. You know what Walker Kessler did in his first year? He was top 10 in blocks, top 10 in rebounds, and he runs the floor.
Yeah.
Guess what? If anything, right, to get Joel a player like he wants, you could have got him. Your guys didn't scout him.
Yeah. Or it depends on what it is that what's fitting the team at this time. But it's at a point now. I mean, a lot of times it is a fit. I was listening to something. I can't remember who it was. They were talking about the Detroit. Silly. They were talking about the Carmelo draft where they were saying that Darko could play, but it was about a fit. They didn't take Carmelo.
Was on all
the smoke.
No, it wasn't all the smoke. It was on Gil's Arena.
Okay, yeah. So was that Rasheed? That was Rasheed.
It was Sheed.
Yeah. And a lot of times it is somewhat politics, and if the right guy fits in the right team, the scheme. Are we at a point where this team can finally? Are we going to start looking at a new direction with this squad? But again, it's like we got the same coach because like everybody was kind of hoping this coach would leave. It's just a different voice, but we're kind of stuck. But I'd like that the whole silver lining is Coby White getting better, and I'm hoping that we can flip Zach to get some type of a better wing, power forward type of position because that will help this
V-Dog. That's a good question because I showed him going to be interested more in this guy.
Let's finish it off here. Question for y'all: are the Bulls an afterthought in the city now after everyone else in the city made huge star level upgrades? Here's the thing: they'll be above the Blackhawks because majority of the people aren't going to care about the Blackhawks until they do start winning. So they'll always be above the Blackhawks, I think.
Above the White Sox.
They'll be above the White Sox because my God. That's the whole thing. Yeah, I mean,
the Sky are coming. Hey,
I mean, listen,
I'm watching them
the
all
Windy
day.
City Breeze is above the White Sox right now. So you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, you already know.
We got more people watching us than are watching the White Sox right now.
Damn.
Talking Bulls, you know what I mean? It's a Bears mostly show. We got more people watching us talking Bulls than they got watching the White Sox right now.
That's crazy.
Bears will always be king. Cubs will always be king.
Yep.
I would probably say the Bulls are still where they always have been. I think the Bulls have always been third.
It's going to teeter, but the Sky definitely moved up to a point. Well, what right now they're high. Let's see what they do.
Watchability,
I'm actually looking forward to watch. I just want to see what they do because I mean,
I think the Sky are probably fourth right now.
All thanks to Angel Reese.
The excitement, excitement.
I think everybody in the city plays for fourth. No matter what, no matter how it falls, it will always be Bears, Cubs, Bulls. No matter what.
Well, the Bulls now. Yeah. The Sox.
When Derrick Rose is here, I would say Bulls.
Because you gotta be a championship level hockey team for them to put you above. I would say when the Blackhawks were winning championships, they were 3.
Yeah, they were. They weren't even 1. They were.
But it's because we weren't. It's because the Bulls weren't winning championships. So I mean, I think that's kind of just what it comes down to at the end of the day. That you have to be realistic about what this city is. We're a Bears town, unfortunately for me. We're a Cubs town, and if Jerry Reinsdorf ever decides to leave, I'll root for the Brewers.
That is disrespectful on so many levels.
It's so funny. You know what's funny about it? Cubs fans
I don't even know what team I root for.
Cubs fans think I would root for the Brewers because so I could keep the beef with the Cubs going. It literally has nothing to do with that. I grew up in the middle. So we went to more Brewers games than we would go to Sox games. Or
I can see that.
Most seasons just as many. And the Brewers was cheaper. You could catch the Sox up there because the Brewers used to be in the Brewers used to be in the AL.
Stop playing around. I'm getting hungry. He talking about turkey chips. I was thinking about those black gloves the jokers be cutting up stuff. I'm like, I am freaking hungry. I could eat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We'll address that soon. We'll address that.
Nova 312.
Hey man, we gonna get up out of here. Hopefully, there's some Bears topics that we can come up with tomorrow because, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Had one for the show.
I'm not, me and Joe do the show at 4 tomorrow, so we'll be live. We'll be talking Bears. I can't do a solo show with Joel and talk Bulls.
Yes, you can. I concur.
I concur. What?
I agree.
Can't do a solo show with Joe, so we'll be talking Bears
Wait
tomorrow.
a minute. I thought I did pretty good. I had a lot of insight. I had no basketball now.
Hey, Joe, you did very good today. That was all of it.
He did some research today.
That was all of it.
Wait. I was trolling. I watched I watched 2 minutes of that Bulls game right when.
Come on, Joe.
Guys. I was like, hey, you probably watched the game. Then I'll click right back to Amazing Race.
Back to Amazing Race.
I was like, Bulls, go.
Great show, by the way.
Hey, Joe, at least put them on like a tablet or something, brother. You got to at least know what's happening in the city.
The side.
I did.
You got 6 TVs in your basement.
6 TVs down there. We can't get them on a tablet.
3, but it's okay. Man.
You whippersnapper Brewers can't remember the Brewers in the AL and the Astros in the NL. Well, I remember the Astros in the NL because we played them in the World Series and it was the 3 Bs, you know what I mean?
Bagwell, Biggio, Berkman.
Bagwell, Biggio, and Berkman. Yeah, good pull on that.
Them dudes was killing.
Hey man, but we appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For the super producer Joel, host of the Chicago Bears Breeze, Jordan, JC, and C-Dub, not running the cams. I'm your host, Pat the Designer. Back at it again.
May 11th.
Pull up on us
Hey.
over at Logan 11 event link in the description below. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.